Hope. Hope is a very strong word. By definition, a noun is a feeling of expectation or desire for a particular thing to happen. To hope for a better future in a time of crisis is natural. It's part of the human condition. To hope for a better outcome in a dire situation where no good outcome can be found. Compassion. Compassion, by definition, is a feeling of concern for others that leads to a desire to help. You'll feel compassion for the struggling, the ones who struggle with either physical or psychological problems and issues. And there's one character in the medium of video games I feel is a great example of this. Artyom from the Metro series. Now recently I had covered 2033 in my last video essay, so if you haven't watched that video or you haven't played 2033, I'd skip this video and watch that video first. But even so, I'm still going to be spoiling Last Light and Exodus and certain points of the novel, so be warned. So let's discuss Artyom and why his hope and compassion is so important in a world torn apart by a nuclear holocaust. I want to start with Artyom's backstory, his mother. Now I barely touch on Artyom's mother in my 2033 essay, as at the time I couldn't dig up much about her, and I haven't played much of Last Light yet, but knowing what I know now, I can now make a fair judgment. Artyom struggles with the memory of his mother. Being only a child, he struggles with remembering anything about her face, her beliefs. All he can remember is how she died. They took residence in the closest metro station to the Botanical Gardens, but none of the survivors knew that it was close to a rat's nest. I had touched on that Artyom's mother was killed by the said rats, but before that, Artyom's mother pleaded with the evacuating guards to take Artyom with them. They accepted, but couldn't take Artyom's mother. So from an early age, Artyom was shown compassion, and it saved his life, with his compassion being something Artyom stands by throughout his life. Throughout 2033, Artyom can make choices that determine how far his compassion goes, but the overall canon ending to the game is the total eradication of the Dark Ones. In Last Light, it revealed that Artyom didn't completely cause the extinction of the Dark Ones, as a baby Dark One survived the missiles, with Miller ordering the death of the last Dark One. Artyom instead listens to Khan and shows that both Dark Ones and humans can coexist together, with the game's canon ending being that the Dark Ones forgive Artyom. But in the novel 2034, this never happens. In 2034, the Dark Ones are gone. When Artyom had burned their nest down, it caused the complete extinction of their species. Instead, it follows Hunter. In the novel of 2033, he survived his recon mission, but not without some mental scars. Instead, the story of 2034 is about a plague sweeping through the metro, but Artyom never gets his forgiveness. He never was able to move past the choice he made to make things right. He's never even mentioned in 2034. I'm going to mainly touch on the games, as to be honest, I've never read any of the novels, so I couldn't say much about them that isn't surface level. But back to Last Light. Artyom's hope for the future is reignited as when he was on Oskantino Tower, he heard a radio broadcast coming from outside of Moscow, and throughout the opening to Exodus, he chases this signal, irradiating himself and potentially dying, just for the hope that humanity can rise from the metro tunnels, and to quote Miller from 2033, to take back the sky. Artyom chooses to risk his life for a chance of a better life, to not die in the metro either due to old age or a fatal encounter with a mutant. But Miller sees things different, arguing that the metro is safe, it's their home, but later in the game, Artyom finds out that Miller was lying, and that he knew about the Invisible Watchers and Hans' plot to play dead, and have everyone in the metro believe that they were the last of humanity. Throughout Exodus, Miller goes from hating Artyom for taking their lives away from the metro just for some pipe dream, but more they travel through Russia and the more they find out and what they see, come the end of the game, Miller understands Artyom's hope, that Artyom wasn't being selfish in his pipe dream, but that he was showing compassion in that he would return to Moscow and save the people of the metro from the lie that they had been told. Artyom's compassion and hope for his fellow man is inspiring. No matter how bad the situation is, no matter how high the stakes are, Artyom will rush to anyone's aid no matter what. He lives up to the Order's motto of if not us, then who? And I believe this is shown full force in the trailer for Exodus, Artyom's nightmare. The trailer opens with Artyom leaving exhibition, finding a young boy holding a nesting doll. The boy shows a picture of his family before he points towards a door at the top of a staircase. Artyom stops the boy from going up there because they don't know what is up there. The boy accepts this before sitting down and asking,
"Can you help us, Artyom?"
The trailer transitions to a swamp and it shows Anna, Artyom's wife, holding their son wearing a gas mask. Now the symbolism is that Artyom is scared that his child will grow up and die in the metro tunnels, that they will never see daylight or breathe fresh air that isn't filtered through a gas mask. The trailer then cuts to a firefight where it shows his next fear, his fear of death in the pursuit of his goal. That fear can come true in the bad ending to Exodus, with Anna saying that now that Artyom is dead, she has nothing to live for, and that the Order will fall apart without a proper leader, and that the people of the Metro will continue to live the lie the Invisible Watchers had set out for them. Cutting to the final part of the trailer, Artyom hides in a basement of a building after being chased by mutants. He looks outside to see the same family being chased in two situations, one in Moscow, being chased by humanimals, and the other being chased by the mutated bear in the Talga region. But no matter how hard Artyom fights, in both situations the family is slaughtered right in front of him. His last fear is that he can't save anyone no matter how hard he tries. The trailer ends with Artyom putting the boy's doll in a mural for people who have died in the metro, before leaving through the door the boy pointed out to him. Now, when I analyse this trailer, this is my opinion of what happened. This is a nightmare Artyom is having, but the last part in Moscow is when it starts to turn into reality. The boy represents Artyom when he opened the airlock door to the botanical gardens to see what's out there, the same way the boy points to the door likely leading to the surface. At first, Artyom rejects the idea, believing the Metro is the last hope for humanity, but he meets this boy in reality. When he's out on the surface, he sees this boy and this family before failing to save them, challenging Artyom's belief that the Metro is safe. And remembering the radio broadcast, he takes the doll, takes it to exhibition before setting out to find the radio broadcast through the door the boy pointed out. Art? Nah, I'm leaving it in. But that's only a theory. A game No, I'm not making a MatPat joke. Artyom's character is selfless. He will put others above himself every time, like Sasha in Whole Station. Artyom could easily just walk past Sasha and continue to Black Station to meet up with Ullman, but he took the critical time that he had to get this boy back to his mother, something I'm sure it was very personal to him, and when offered a reward he has the choice to refuse, and in my canon of the game he does refuse. And when Artyom stood on Oskantino Tower, the only reason he nuked the Dark Ones was because he believed them to be a threat to his home and what he believed to be the last of humanity. And when he found out about the last remaining Dark One, his orders were to kill it. But Artyom is selfless. He knows this baby Dark One isn't a threat to anyone, so instead of killing it like he was ordered to, he protected it, saving it from the Fourth Reich, leading the Dark One to D6 where it found the rest of its kin. And if it wasn't for this baby Dark One, Artyom and the rest of the Rangers would have died in the battle for the military installation, leaving it in the hands of the Reds who wanted to release a plague onto the Metro's population. Artyom's journey is both one of courage and selflessness, and when he faces great danger not just from mutants but his fellow man, Artyom is a pacifist when given the choice to kill. Yes, Artyom does kill, but when given the choice to find an alternative, he will choose the alternative every time, as Artyom sees the people he fights, both the Reds and the Fourth Reich, as people with just different beliefs to him and the Rangers. He is not above killing in self-defense when push comes to shove. I want to give another example of Artyom's selflessness, and it is in the last location in Exodus, Novosibirsk, the Dead City. The city that was the hardest to be hit when the bombs fell in 2013, causing the city to be completely untouched. No signs of life or even that a war even happened, just the ice, the snow and the cars littering the frozen streets. Novosibirsk wasn't completely dead. The metro survived just like in Moscow, but it eventually fell both to ever low supplies and the radiation. I will likely cover Novosibirsk when I cover Exodus in full, but back to Artyom. Earlier in the game, Anna catches a deadly disease that is slowly killing her, with the Rangers finding out the only cure is in Novosibirsk. The Rangers know how dangerous it is, but both Artyom and Miller agree that it is the right thing to do. The few examples of both Artyom and Miller agreeing on something throughout their journey through post-apocalyptic Russia. Cutting to the end of the Dead City chapter, Artyom finds the cure, but not before being knocked out. Miller saves him at the cost of his own life, with Artyom's selflessness irradiating onto Miller, Miller sacrificing his own life to save both Anna and Artyom. Artyom had risked his life in the most irradiated city in post-apocalyptic Russia to save Anna. Anna and Artyom's relationship started rocky, with Anna calling Artyom a rabbit, before warming to each other in a, let's say, not so family friendly way, with them later being married around Exodus. Artyom's journey through the games is one of these three words: hope, compassion, and selflessness. In a world like Metro, anyone would have an excuse for a dog-eat-dog mentality. A world where everyone is out for themselves, just wanting to survive to tomorrow. Artyom wants to believe in more than just survival, because he doesn't want to survive. He wants to live, and for everyone else to live their lives without having to worry about food, water, or radiation. Artyom dreams of a world where kids grew up going outside, exploring, playing, learning, and just generally having a childhood, instead of being taught how to shoot a gun and how to hide in the dark. And Artyom had found that world in the Greenland he so valiantly fought for. I upload some of my shorts on TikTok, and one of the comments on my videos opened my eyes to how much Artyom's story inspires people. I'll likely have the comment on screen, but this comment is what got me thinking more about Artyom's character than just some generic FPS protagonist we see in games like Call of Duty or Battlefield. I tend to overuse this word a lot in my videos, but Artyom's story is really inspiring. Facing impossible odds where the best course of action is to sit in the dark of the metro and wait for all of it to be over. But Artyom dares to be brave, and to find hope where none can be found, with him guiding humanity out of darkness and into the light of a better tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed my character analysis on Artyom. I want to try and make this a regular series on my channel to fill in the gaps between my bigger projects. And with my videos being pretty big, I never get a chance to talk to you all directly. I actually just want to thank you all so much, because this is like my dream job, and I get closer and closer to my goal with every view, every like, and every subscriber. So I just want to take the time to thank you all so much. It's from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. And if any of you want to contact me directly, I have a Discord now. It's a godless place, like post-apocalyptic Moscow, just without the demons and more of the Fourth Reich. If that's your thing, you can find me there pretty regularly discussing video ideas and just generally being a schizo. You can join via the link on my channel or in the description below. If I left anything out about Artyom's character, please tell me in the comments below, as I would love to discuss more of his character. And thank you all for watching my videos. The Stalker video is currently being planned, but a lot more needs done before I can begin production. I'm not very good with outros, but I'm gonna try. I do love the Metro games, and I will cover Last Light next when I feel I'm ready. Till then, keep a lookout for more of these character analysis and regular updates on my bigger essays. Till then, thank you all for watching.